Air pollution is a blight on our planet, a toxic cloud that chokes our cities and damages our health. But in the battle against climate change, could it have a surprising silver lining? As we scrub our skies clean of sulfurous fumes and sooty particles, scientists are making a startling discovery. Those tiny pollutants were helping to keep the Earth cool. It sounds like a paradox, but it's all about the physics of sunlight. Aerosols, the technical term for those tiny particles, reflect solar rays back into space, acting like a parasol to shade our planet. Cut the aerosols and more sun reaches the Earth's surface, turning up the heat. According to a March 2024 article in the journal Science Advances, evidence is piling up. Cleaner air has been linked to a surge in North Atlantic hurricanes, a run of devastating underwater heat waves in the North Pacific, and a whopping 45% of the global temperature rise in the 2000s. Now add in a new threat: the escalating risk of wildfires in the world's largest forest biome. Cleaning up the air, which is something we all want to do, will accelerate global warming and also impact wildfires, warns Robert Allen, a climate scientist at the University of California, Riverside. Allen is the lead author of a groundbreaking new study that finds falling aerosol pollution could have a bigger effect than rising greenhouse gas emissions on the future risk of wildfires in the boreal forests. These forests are the green crown of the Northern Hemisphere, a vast band of trees that encircles the upper reaches of our planet. They cover huge swathes of Alaska, Canada, Scandinavia, and Russia, accounting for nearly a third of the Earth's forest land and locking away massive amounts of carbon. Wildfires are a natural part of these ecosystems, but there are growing fears that rising temperatures are making them bigger and more destructive. Over the last 60 years, the amount of boreal forest burned in North America has nearly doubled. In 2021, fires in these forests pumped out a quarter of all the CO2 emissions from wildfires worldwide, leading one scientist to warn that the boreal forests could be a ticking time bomb of stored carbon. Allen, along with collaborators in the UK and Norway, set out to explore how changes in aerosol pollution might shape the future of these forests. They used a state-of-the-art climate model to run two different scenarios, one with lax pollution controls and high aerosol levels, and another with strict limits. In both cases, greenhouse gas emissions kept climbing, but the results were striking. A crackdown on aerosol pollution could lead to a 150% increase in carbon emissions from fires in northern boreal forests by 2060. The reason lies in the complex interplay of sunshine, soil, and moisture. As aerosols decline, more solar energy reaches the Earth's surface, driving higher evaporation from leaves and leaving the shallow soils of the boreal forests parched and primed for burning. When you dry out the soil, that also dries out plants, which makes them more combustible, explains Allen. So what's the solution? Clearly we can't just stop cleaning up our air. Some have proposed a controversial geoengineering fix simulating pollution by injecting sulfurous particles into the stratosphere to cool the planet. But that's a Pandora's box of unintended consequences that most scientists want to keep lid on. For Allen, the answer lies in tackling the greenhouse gases that are driving up temperatures and increasing the risk of wildfires. The models showed that future carbon releases from fires would jump by 120% due to climate pollution. But there's a glimmer of hope. Cuts in methane, a potent greenhouse gas, could offset the wildfire-related effects of aerosol reductions. We're on the right trajectory with regards to aerosols and methane, says Allen. I still have hope, but there is a narrow window of time to make this happen and avoid the worst projected climate impacts.